What's going on, world? You rocking with the young man Nuke, and this is Fresh Radio, where I bring you the family revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip hop all in one show. And I was supposed to come up earlier today. For those who was listening and tuning in, and technical difficulties is technical difficulties, but I was able to come back and double back during the evening and give y'all this show today. And truly, I feel comfortable knowing that I was able to do what I set forth wanting to do, but I also feel comfortable that I can complete this task and move forward. I don't have to double back tomorrow and try to tackle tomorrow. I don't have to tackle tomorrow's things along with yesterday's things, and that's, we're going to get into it. We definitely going to get into it because, this whole month is about following your flow. And this particular show is about going. Man, all that rhyme, that should be a rapper or something, man. So, I want to outline a couple of different things. A little research, if you will, a little personal insight, a little of me trying to share a little bit of the things that I've experienced and relay them to those who just might not know, So we're going to try to tackle a couple of different subjects or a couple of different, like I said, outlines of how I personally feel that you could just go with the flow a little bit, like it can help you just go with the flow. Now, I come off the top of my head with typically the first thought that pops into mind. So, not saying it like I'm an expert at going with the flow, but I definitely found the flow that I go with, and that's that. So, a lot of people be saying this. No, I'm pretty sure you probably heard this before, but what does it mean? No, you got to trust the process. Definitely got to trust the process. Trust the thought process. Everything that happens, it happens for a reason. I personally feel that something's happening to you. It could be happening for you. Things don't typically happen against us. They're learning lessons. They experiences that help sharpen us as human individuals going through this experience, good or bad, everything is a part of the grander picture. We all just puzzle pieces, so you win $1 million, man, you might be blessed. You lose $1 million, man, you might need to learn how to handle your money a little bit better, It's a lesson in everything, Sit back and analyze. A lot of people are over analytical, and they tend to overthink situations before they act in a situation. I'm one of those people, I definitely overanalyze and overthink and don't put a lot of action in behind the knowledge that I have attained about a situation. And that's why I'm proud of myself for being able to come through tonight and follow through on this show, because the would have, the could have, the should have, the I needed to, I should have, I needed to do these things. All of those will pop up in my head if they haven't throughout the course. And, the whole ideal is, process, whatever that process may be. It may have been defined already. It may be something that you're coming into being and learning along the way, but definitely got to trust that process. It's one of the hardest things to do when you are faced with when you are faced with the immediate, and let me lean into that right quick. You know, the immediate, the things that are occurring currently, the focus of now. You know, a lot of people don't avoid. A lot of people typically avoid the now. You know, they don't like to tackle the now, and I'll fall into that category as well. I'm a lot of people, yeah, because I don't, man. I won't say that I actively avoid facing the challenges that are in front of me, but I will say that I give an example, and I can keep bringing this example up so many different times, but I really don't like to eat restaurants, and I don't like them for the simple fact that if you really take a step and look back, it's a facility designed to overindulgence. You know, you can keep coming back as much as you want, all you can eat. Yeah, and once you finish eating, you can sit down and wait for a little bit, and then you can leave. Some people take advantage of it to the point where they have put up time limits to where you can be in the establishment. You know what I mean? And some people have taken that as a challenge and want to eat all they can within that time limit. So, you know, like, I just don't like that. I don't like other people rolling up on my plate or on my serving and being able to touch on the same food. There's just something bad about that to me. And then the whole ideal of cooking this vast amounts of food, knowing that there's going to be waste, knowing that, you know, that last little bit of the scoop that's been in under that light for the last 3 hours that the fly that landed on 4 times is going to get mixed into that brand new dish that just came up out the oven. So, you know, I just don't like that. You know what I mean? I really, really, really don't like that. And what does that have to do with living in the present moment? You know, I have no idea. But I just wanted to just say that at that point, you know. Like, so there's only so much you have control over. You know, I'm trying to tie it all in. There's only so much you have control over. You know, so to stop me personally from being in the position of seeing somebody sneeze over my macaroni and cheese and seeing the next person scoop it up and put it on their plate, to stop me from being in that position, I just don't go. You know, I really don't. You know, I've learned that there are certain things that I have control over, and the things that I have control over, I not to sound controlling, but I control my reality to the fullest as much as possible. So much so that the things that I don't have control over, I tend to let that affect me a lot. You know, I really do. You know, and that's what causes me my anxieties. A lot of my anxieties is the fact that I worry about things that haven't even happened yet. You know what I mean? I worry about things that possibly won't even happen. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people who went out and bought toilet paper when they said that the docks were going to be closed down. Yeah, I bought toilet paper, bleach, and garbage bags. I didn't buy a lot of it, but I bought enough for my household because I knew people were going to buy it and just overconsume it, and they did. You know, they really did. So, like, I just did that to prepare myself for something that was over the next day. You know what I mean? So, like, my worries was just call me being prepared or whatever, whatnot. But, like, yeah, you know, the whole thing is when you start to worry about things that don't that just haven't happened yet, or even the things that happened in the past, you got to really and truly bring yourself back to what's going on now. Focus on the now, you know. Focus on what you see. Focus on what you hear. Focus on what you feel, how you feel. You know, you really got to tune in. You might have to close your eyes and go inward and tap into the rest of your senses. You know, they say we got 6 senses. I've heard that we got 11. I don't know, but like tap into your senses. You dig? And not the dude that's tapping at your front door. You know what I mean? Asking all of those questions and whatnot. So the main thing is to make sure that the things that we have control over, we focus on those. Like, I won't even hold you up. Just right now, my daughter comes up. I just told her what I was going to do. I said, yo, I'm about to go do the radio show. And she comes, she says, all right, Daddy, I'll see you. I'll see you in a half hour. She says, all right, Daddy. She goes in there. I jump on the show. Then she comes back. Daddy, can you tuck me in? Like, she knows she ain't about to go to sleep right now. Maybe she is. I don't know. But, like, yeah, you know, and that's the reason why I do these things early in the morning. I do it when my children are asleep. That way I'll have the ability to naturally progress without being interrupted. I don't feel rushed. I don't feel like there's some other emergency looming, and that's one of the things that I have control over. So this morning I didn't have control over it, and now we're here right now going with the flow, and the flow is, I'm pretty sure that as long as the boys ain't fighting, they're gonna leave me alone while I finish this show. So I'm gonna try to get through it without getting interrupted one more good time. But it's cool. Like I said, some things you don't have no control over. And me, I just learned how to. Well, I've been learning to, and I've been actualizing and implementing the fact of not losing my cool, not expressing my temperature. Even if I have a temperature, I just don't express that, boy, because sometimes it's just not necessary. You dig? Like, it's not. When you go in with the flow of water, sometimes you crash on some things. You really do. But you bounce off that shit and you keep moving. You dig? And we're going to talk about that flowing with water a little bit later. A little bit later, probably next week, I don't know. But even saying it like that, you know, there's a certain type of flexibility, I guess, that you got to have when you are going with the flow. You got to be able to change. You got to be able to adapt. You know, you got to be able to have situational awareness. You know, there's sometimes like, man, you can't go into certain places or events or atmospheres. That was the word I was looking for. You can't go into certain atmospheres and expect to breathe the same way. You dig? Like, that's just it. You have to be able to embrace flexibility. You have to be able to want to. Excuse me. You have to be able to have the ability to that you're not comfortable with, but also approach the situation with the ideal that this is something that, not that you have to necessarily entertain, but this is just ability that you just didn't expect. You know what I mean? That comes with adaptability. You know, that comes with the innate nature of being able to have the foresight and ability. I mean, adaptability actually covers all of that. So, you know, excuse me for even trying to make that make sense. But yeah, man, man, look, when things don't go your way, you gotta be like, man, what can I learn from this? That brings you back and trusting in the process. That all things happen to you for not only a reason, but for a reason that you need to figure out and move forward from. So yeah, like even saying that, even saying that, sometimes you can't be in your woe is me. Things are going bad just to me. You got to recognize that if you didn't learn from it the first time, it's going to come back and hit you again. It really is. And more than likely, it'll come back and hit you again harder if you didn't learn from it the first time. So, like, yeah, you got to make sure that you realize that. You got to realize that this life that we live in, it happens. It's called the circle of life. Everything happens in a circle. You dig? Spiral. There's that nature, the Fibonacci sequence. You dig? Listen. That's just how life is. Things repeat themselves for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And if you understand the things that are repeating themselves in your life, you'll be able to navigate through that terrain a little bit differently. You also, and I ain't gonna say it's hard for me, but when I attach myself, I gotta really, really, I gotta understand that even though I've attached myself to something, things haven't attached themselves to me. So you got to be capable of maneuvering through your obstacles without attaching yourself to them. You got to be able to maneuver yourself towards your goals without your goals being your end game. Like, just imagine if we're going to use this water and river analogy when I'm talking about flow. Just imagine you on a river raft and it's a rapids and it's going left and you're like, in your little kayak with your little helmet with the flashlight on it and you flapping through it, and then automatically, bam, the water just stops and turns into a desert. You did? That's a little drastic, but that's kind of like what happens when you attach yourself to things that don't serve you. You could be on a rough ride that could have been taking you places that you ain't never thought you was gonna go before in your life, ain't never been to before in your life, but you riding that wave, baby, and then all of a sudden it stops. Got so used to riding the wave that you didn't even think that the wave would ever stop. You know what I mean? And now what do? A lot of people attach themselves to ideals and people and items, feelings, that they forget that some things are fleeting, and even me, man, watching my children grow, I got to learn how to be more present with them, and I've been working on that, man. I really am. It's hard being a single parent, best for their children when the circumstances presented are not the best. It's like building delicious mud pies from the backyard's dirt. Yes, that's exactly how it is. Analogy. So, main thing I want everybody to take from my ramblings about going with the flow because I'm definitely going with it for sure. You know, you got to surrender yourself to it. You cannot flow if you are resisting actively. You know, you cannot go from point A to point B. Let me say that. You cannot go from point A to point D if you still hanging on the B. You feel me? If that makes sense. You can't go A, C, D, B. You can't do that. You can't skip them. You can't skip the letter. You know what I mean? But you also can't go A, B, 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 B. Like, no. Ugh. Just stepping a slug, dog. I'm tired of stepping on slugs. It's disgusting. So, like, yeah. You gotta be able to surrender. Allow yourself to truly flow. You know, I got a friend who be talking about flowing so much you think she's a rapper, but like, man, I'm telling you, you really gotta allow yourself to take a pause, breathe, ask yourself, ask that inner voice inside of you if what you're experiencing is if what you're experiencing is something that is necessary for you to start adjusting, looking at things a little differently in your life, you know, to overcome and let things flow naturally in your life because you're trying to force things to happen, you know. You gotta, man, really, really, really focus on the moment, that present moment, and I'm pretty sure that'll start changing things for the greater good. So stepping on that slug kind of like messed me up a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you up. I found it and it's not damaged, man. Like listen, I'm from the era where I used to play outside barefoot and step in dog dookie. So like, yeah, like I've done that a couple of times in my life, unfortunately. So like stepping in the slug is, it's reminiscent, ain't it? But yeah, you know, it's just one of them things. So listen, I am gonna close it out tonight. You know, to everybody listening out there, I'm gonna eventually tell my story. I think it's time that I tell my story, because can't nobody tell my story. You dig? You won't even believe my story unless I told you to. And you know, even still, I don't even think I want to tell my story. I think I still want to write this book. I want to write a book about my story and have like Oprah or what's his name, Tyler Perry. I want to have Tyler Perry turn my story into one of his movies. I'll sell him the script for sure. I'm sure it'll do numbers and go like that. But you know, I got so much going on, dog. I really do. I be trying to keep my shit together. You dig? I be trying to keep my mind frame as tight right as I can. You know, I be doing my little meditations. I've been working out in the morning. Well, actually, let me take that back. I have not been working out in the morning. I need to get back on my morning workout. I definitely do. And, I got a couple of accountability partners, you know. So, like, yeah, I got I got some other exercises I've been doing, but I need to do this body exercise because, man, I am not 21 years old. No, I am not. And this is different. So, like, yeah, to all of my not 21-year-olders out there, listen, go get you some some vitamins. Start with a multivitamin. Go get you a gummy if you don't like pills. That's what I'll be doing, man. Yeah, just listen. Gotta get you something into your system. I got some purple sea moss. I need to start using my purple sea moss. Anybody out there that's using purple sea moss or like just using sea moss in general, man, get at me because I need to start incorporating this in my diet. And this, what did they call it? I reactivated it one time. And I put it in the refrigerator, and when I opened it up, it smelled like a fish tank, and that kind of turned me off, dog. So, like, yeah, somebody please tell me, show me the way on how to activate this purple sea moss so I can better myself. You know, I can stop feeling like I'm being attacked from the inside. Like, yeah, that's just not cool. So, like, help a brother out. You know, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better. I want to take the time to shout out, man, my guest, Creed. He was dope. You know, that interview should be up on the YouTube somewhere. And I got another interview coming up, man. This one gonna be cool. This one definitely gonna be cool. I ain't gonna say too much. But you know, I listened to a story, and he got a dope story. It's it's one of a kind, man. But you know, like we'll see if I can get him on the show though. And then man, can't even speak about what's coming up, 'cause you know I got haters. My haters. I don't. I never thought that I would be the one to have haters. Like, I mean, like, what did you hating on me for? Why you want to hate on me? You dig? Like, what am I doing for you to hate me? But, like, I get it now. I understand why you hate me. And, you know, by all means, continue your hateration and holleration. I will acknowledge it. I will, just so you know. But I won't give you ammunition. Yeah, and with that being said, things got going on. November, can't really speak about right now, but I'm going to do me a cool drop and let that be what it is. So like, yeah, excuse me. Man, this is like the second week of November. Keeping people like, man, time flying fast. Yeah, it is flying fast. But what you gonna do about it, huh? What you gonna do about it? You know, I gotta be a parent about time flying fast. Yeah, so like, yeah, it's cool. So man, follow me NUKNOE or whatever social media you choose. I'm on all of them. You dig? I mean, all of them. And talk to me. I talk back. I really do. You know, we can get into it. We definitely can. I just want to make sure that my message gets heard and it gets heard properly. You know, that's it. That's all. You know, I had to make this one a little bit shorter because you know it's just an evening show, and I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm evenings. I got a bedtime, dog, and you know, man, listen, my bedtime comes after my children, and I allow my children to stay up because tomorrow's a holiday. So yeah, all of y'all barbecuing, man, quit inviting people to the barbecue. Quit. Stop. Because all these people showing up to the barbecue and they ain't got no food. They ain't bringing no paper plates. They ain't bringing no cups. They ain't bringing no motherfucking desserts. They ain't bringing no pops. They ain't bringing no sodas. They ain't bringing no yak. So, like, why are you inviting people to the barbecue if they not contributing to the barbecue? I just don't understand. Just because somebody, I ain't going to go into it. Tomorrow's a holiday. Enjoy your family. And always remember, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dark bone. I am the young man Nuke, and this is Fresh Radio, where we bring you the family revolution, entertainment, spirituality, health, and hip-hop all in one show, man. Y'all be smooth. Peace.